College? Classic? Did you say college classic campuses? Well, sure you did. We're reading God's Devil. I told you we were going to read God's Devil and Frederick Douglass because Revelation 17 and 18, and a lot of people don't understand what's really going on here. It's about slavery and Satan. That's where it all comes from. W.Lutzer's God's Devil. In Goethe. The demise of the devil in Western thought can be traced to the era where belief in the supernatural world began to retreat in the face of humanistic learning and scientific discoveries, such as in the last days when we read the 6 seals of Revelation 6, we read the 6 seals, are the 7 seals of Christ Jesus. These are the 7 golden candlesticks, the seals upon the candlestick that are being opened. What can you expect from each seal? Well, hell comes out of one seal. The devil has the key to the bottomless pit and he lets hell out. But the problem is that you got 2 or 3 demons possessing one flesh. And you put too many demons in there, they won't be able to get along. So he can only let so many people out of the pit at a time. So they're all thriving and aching to get out of the pit. And Satan's letting them shift the flesh. So in the meantime, they got to kick back on a cat. You got to have a cat in the house for that one person because there are 8-hour shifts. Some are 6-hour shifts. So if there's 4 demons to one flesh, what happened to the spirit of the flesh that was there? Well, they got a white robe. They're told to rest and wait for their fellow brethren who will be coming along shortly. Meaning they're going to go after the whole family. Soon the devil become a figment of an older superstitious era. And since the God of Luther and Calvin was replaced by a sunnier, more tolerant God, it was generally believed that his universe could have no place for an independent evil being. Not true, though. Not true at all. As a matter of fact, in the last days, there'll be many spirits coming up from hell trying to get out of the fiery pit that they're burning in. And the devil is allowing them to come out. So we have to seek Jesus Christ with our hearts and our souls, everything we've got. If you think that Faust made a pact with the devil and then discovered to his honor that he had been tricked into losing his soul, you are correct, but only if you are thinking of the medieval version of the story. Though Faust apparently was an actual historical figure with magical powers, the legends that grew up around him gave rise to many fanciful, stories about his stunts, trickery, and of course, pacts with the devil. And, it's funny because people say, this power, this thing that you're talking about, that's not true. Demons don't have any power. Not true. We see that the witch of Endor was very powerful, where King Saul went to her and she lifted the dead. She lifted up Samuel and he was dead. He said, who woke me from my sleep? He said, as I, Saul, Samuel. He goes, when are you going to learn, boy? When are you going to learn? And it's possible if you get power, especially if you're a prime minister, a president, or a king, if you give power to demons and stuff, they'll possess it. God gave King Nebuchadnezzar power over Jerusalem and he possessed it. Don't think for a moment these guys can't possess it. Don't give them power. Don't say yes. Say no. Mean it. So we see here, one version has him dying during a mysterious demonstration of flying in 1525, folklore which was often widely believed said that he was carried off by the devil. But there is another false, a more popular version written by the German Enlightenment scholar Goethe in 1749 and 1832. Here, more than 100 years after Milton Faust encounters a different devil, a being who has some elements of the Christian view, but no longer a creature to be feared. In fact, according to Goethe's play, it is Faust who outwitted the devil. In Goethe's myth of fables, the devil is a very complex figure, even the creator of the angels, and though he appears in opposition to God, he is a serious distortion of the Christian devil. He is portrayed as a being who invites the reader to face the multiplicity of reality. He certainly is not to be feared. When a Faust makes a pact with the myth Astophilis, the devil promises that he will be Faust's servant in this world if Faust will be his servant in the world to come. And Astophilis lures Faust into sensuality by playing upon his lust for a young woman, Gretchen, who falls in love with him, and confused and demoralized, Faust eventually follows the path of least resistance and fulfills his fantasies by going to Gretchen's bed. But, and this is important, Faust's lust eventually is transformed into real love, and thus Mephistopheles has not destroyed Faust, but has actually done the good that he despises. As the play ends, there is a struggle for Faust's soul, but Faust outwitted Mephistopheles because he had learned to love. And Faust therefore was saved, not from sin, but from sensuality and dry intellectualism. And he was saved not by Christ, but by his own efforts at striving. Faust discovered that serving Mephistopheles had been both liabilities and rewards. Making a pact with him need not have serious consequences. And Mephistopheles fits well within the framework of contemporary America. The devil turns out to be primarily whatever we want him to be. We can be in a league with him without fearing that we shall actually lose our souls. This is a symbolic devil of a weaker comic sort, which is kind of funny in a way, but let's finish. Our age believes in a tame devil. He is eager to serve our need to explain the existence of evil and willing to be a symbolic description of the horrors we struggle to understand. He is a devil who is best for us, a devil who is our servant, a devil who shares his power, predicts our future, and helps us develop our potential. He is a devil of horoscopes, Ouija boards, and some of the voices of today's who calls us to get in touch with masters of wisdom and affirm our own enlightenment of humanity. According to one poll, at least 25% of Americans believe that the devil is really only a symbol of man's inhumanity to man. Of those who say they believe in the devil, only a small percentage believe they have ever been tempted by him. Among Christians, says Newsweek, only the born-again reveal a robust sense of the devil's presence. And such views as are contemptible are compatible with those mainline Protestants and Catholics who have, in the words of Kenneth Woodward, exorcised the devil from their working vocabulary. We can talk of the devil just as long as he is not thought of as an independent evil personality. His value is symbolic, descriptive, and speculative. Sociologist Robert Withrow suggests that whether or not you believe that the devil has objective existence often depends upon your social class. Looking at the parking lot outside my church. He says, if you see Lexus and Cadillacs, you won't hear Satan preach inside. You see a lot of pickup trucks, you will. This is College Classic Campus Hits.